ומכאן אנחנו לרעיון בלעדי שקיימתי עם מנהיג סיעת הרוב של המפלגה הדמוקרטית בבית הנבחרים האמריקני, סטני הוייר. הוייר שוהה כאן בארץ בראש משלחת של 32 חברי קונגרס חדשים. הם עוברים מה שניתן לכנות סדרת חינוך בת כמה ימים שעניינה היכרות עם בעיותיה של ישראל. מנהיג הסיעה סטני הוייר העניק לנו כאמור רעיון מיוחד, ובשיחתנו הוא מצא לנכון למתוח ביקורת חריפה על מדיניות ההתנחלויות של ישראל.
America's position is that settlements are contrary to the intention of the mandate and are creating of additional tensions between the Israelis and Palestinians and make it more difficult to reach a resolution of an extraordinarily difficult issue.
This is also your view.
And that's the position of the United States, and it's a position I share, that the settlements undermine the prospects of settling the two-state solution, which I am a very strong supporter of, and which I believe ultimately the really only solution to ensure both a democratic and Jewish state of Israel and a Palestinian state that is a state that is not a danger to Israel, not a proponent of terrorist activities or a place where terrorism can be generated and grow. So I'm sympathetic to those who are saying that we ought not to have settlements in the West Bank.
You have already mentioned the mass shootings in the United States. What is the most difficult obstacle which will prevent this tragic event?
A number of things. First of all, we know that social media and white supremacy or nationalism or the spread of hate against groups is being exacerbated by the social media that can spread quickly, rapidly, and without any verification of the truth or untruth of what is said on social media. In addition, in our own country, I lament the fact that we have not been more successful in having stricter laws about getting guns, using guns, the type of magazines that can be in guns that will allow very rapid fire, which means that you can kill a lot of people very quickly. We passed a bill through the House of Representatives requiring universal background checks, and we need to see whether or not hate speech that encourages and incites violence and the taking of lives, see whether that can be somehow controlled.
The Democrat Party is openly inviting millions of illegal aliens to break our laws, violate our borders, and overwhelm our nation.
You know, Congressman Hoyer, that some political circles in America are blaming Mr. Trump, the president, for the mass shooting because of his style of speeches and so on and so forth. What do you think about it?
I think the president's use of words that denigrate people because of their race or their gender or their ethnicity does in fact set an environment where those kinds of feelings are justified or accepted. So I think the president has been irresponsible in the way he's spoken. I think the president has been evidenced racist discussions and talk and feelings, pitting people against one another because of race, because of religion, because of political views. And I think in a context where people are listening to that or seeing it on his tweets or seeing it on television, and deranged people or angry people hear that and they think somehow their actions are justified. I think that the president ought to be much more careful in the use of his words. He is the leader of our country. His words have effect. And to the extent that those words are irresponsible and denigrate others and direct hate at others, that's dangerous.
Do you think that you will be able to reach a compromise with the Republican side over the issue of gun control?
I hope so, but the Republicans, frankly, have been very, very strong in their support of the National Rifle Association, which has a view that we ought not to have any laws.
And I believe that President Trump shared this view.
President Trump is somewhat ambivalent in what he says, but clearly in terms of what he does. And when he speaks to the NRA, he does, in effect, say, yes, I believe that we ought not to have any laws that constrict the ownership or use of weapons, particularly weapons that, as I say, have high-capacity magazines, high-capacity efforts to fire rapidly, automatically, and kill a lot of people very quickly. We have, as a Democratic Party, no intent of taking handguns away from people in their homes or businesses or whatever to protect themselves, or for that matter, rifles used in hunting or sportsmen or target shooting. But the automatic or semi-automatic weapons, they were designed for one purpose: not to hunt, not to target practice, but to kill a lot of people quickly. And they're really guns of war, not guns of sport or recreation.
Congressman Hoyer, do you believe that the Congress will go ahead with the impeachment process of President Trump?
I think we are investigating. Our committees are vigorously, a number of our committees, investigating what the administration has done, is doing. Are there violations of law? Are there conflicts of interest? Are there reasons to find that the president, under the Constitution, should be impeached? So those investigations are ongoing now. After all, this is a democratically elected president. Impeachment is a very, very serious issue. And in addition to that, of course, we're going to have an election in about a year. I will be a very strong supporter of replacing this president, of retiring him, as I say, whoever we have as the nominee, because I don't think this president has led America in a constructive, positive way, and that perhaps is an understatement.
You probably heard that there is a view that the present Democratic Party is less supportive of Israel in comparison to its past views.
The Democratic Party is overwhelmingly supportive of Israel, overwhelmingly supportive of its security and our support for its security. And that remains very strong. We just had a resolution that passed the House of Representatives with overwhelming Democratic support, which I brought to the floor, which criticized and opposed the effort of BDS, boycott, divestment, and sanctions, which would undermine Israel's strength, and that was overwhelmingly supported by Democrats. So I think, unfortunately, for political reasons, there are some who would argue that this has become a partisan issue and somehow Democrats are not as supportive of Israel. That is absolutely not true. I think this delegation's being here we have 32 brand new members of Congress who are here. And we have 41 in all. There are 9 of us who have been in the Congress for either some time or a long time, like me. But the Democratic Party is very strongly committed to Israel and its survival and security and sovereignty.
What do you think about the so-called the squad, the 4 congresswomen, fresh congresswomen, who are anti-Israel, supportive of BDS in your party?
I'm here. I've heard a lot of people in Israel. You have a lot of different opinions in Israel. Not 2, not 3, but a lot of divergency of opinion as to how things ought to be done. It ought not to be surprising than in the Democratic Party or in the Republican Party for that matter. You know, when you just have one member of the Republican Party who quit the Republican Party.
Do you support Prime Minister Netanyahu, who is running for another term as Prime Minister?
I don't expect Israelis to be telling us who to elect in our country, and I don't expect Israelis to want me to tell them who to support. I'm going to be supportive of Israel, and Israel will select its leader or leaders.
Whoever they are. I thank you very much, Congressman.
You bet. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
כך סטני הוייר, מנהיג הרוב של המפלגה הדמוקרטית בבית הנבחרים האמריקני. כבר הוזכר תפוצה